What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are driving a 1990 Acura Integra RS. Some specs: this has a 1.8 liter V18 A1 engine. It makes roughly, we're guessing, 130-ish horsepower, and a torque number that's less than that. It is enough. It is adequate. Of course, being a Honda, we have a 5-speed manual gearbox, which feels like it has an aftermarket shifter. Would that be correct?
Correct.
Yes. This is Logan. This is the owner of this Acura Integra. Give us a brief rundown to this car. It's 400,000 miles.
Yeah, so last year I was just scrolling Marketplace. I found this Acura Integra. I was like, oh, you used to have one of these, to my dad. And it's $900. We drove out with our trailer, picked it up, and my dad replaced the alternator the next weekend, got it running, and really hasn't failed me since. So
That's awesome. So you and your dad own this. Is kind of like a joint project.
yeah.
Yeah, that's sweet. 400,000 miles. As far as you know, original engine, transmission.
Yep.
Original everything. That is the Honda way. So with all that said, let's go ahead and hop on the road and see how the second gen Acura Integra drives 400,000 miles later. Oh, and your seatbelt went back. Okay, look at that. So now we can put the key wherever.
Yep.
Oh my God. So at the start of the video, we forgot to mention that this has an aftermarket exhaust. What headers did you say again?
Just eBay as well.
Okay, eBay headers, eBay muffler.
Yep.
All right, eBay exhaust. Oh my goodness, that's like a half throttle.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this thing's rowdy. For 400,000 miles, this thing's actually surprisingly quiet. There's a little bit of wind noise from here. The exhaust is obviously eBay, so that is what it is. But the car feels surprisingly tight. I mean, look, it almost aligns perfectly straight. No steering wheel vibration. Shifter is aftermarket. It feels good. I'm sure it was super sloppy when you got it.
Yes.
Yeah. So how much money and parts do you think this needed? Like maybe 500 bucks?
Probably like, after the exhaust, maybe 300, 400 bucks.
Yeah, I love Hondas. Yeah, on a BMW, that would have been quadruple the price. So yeah, it feels good. The pedal has a little bit of dead zone, but it's an old cable. I mean, 400,000 mile cable throttle. There's one issue with cable throttle, that over time the linkages start to wear out and that cable stretches a little bit, and then you get a little more play in it. Clutch pedal is a little springy, a little weird, but yeah, there's nothing too much to write home about. The brake pedal, a little soft in initial press, but you get it in a little more. It feels like a regular car brake pedal. I am blown away that at 400,000 miles, this thing feels this good. Now my M3 has 263,000 miles, but I've restored everything, so of course that car's gonna feel good. I mean, it's still impressive the engine's gone that far, but you know, the whole car feels tight because everything's been replaced. But this, you bought this off Facebook. No one knows the service history of this thing. It still feels this good. Yo, $300-400. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This thing is a load of fun. Wow. But you know, a lot of Japanese and European cars, some American but less than American cars, can do really well with high mileage life. I mean, does this consume any oil?
A little bit.
Some, yeah. That's pretty normal for Hondas. They have a way of self-clearancing. I think a lot of these were burning oil even as early as 100,000 miles. But then they'd kind of get to a certain point where they'd burn, you know, that amount of oil, and then that's the amount of oil they'd burn for the rest of their life. I don't know if it was something with the piston ring design in the 90s or whatever.
Yep.
This is a B18. This is the first B18, correct?
From my knowledge, yes.
Yeah, first B18 non-VTEC. So the B18 that came in the later third gen Acura Integra, which we've driven a couple of on the channel, that has a VTEC B18. This is a non-VTEC one, which you don't see as often. So I think this is my first experience in a non-VTEC B-Series engine. I drove a D-Series base model Civic DX hatchback a couple years ago now, and that was great. But having that engine in that car made it a lot more about the chassis, and I think this is kind of in the same boat. Of course, this has more torque, which helps you.
Right here. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. No, totally. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Wow. That makes the Honda noise. Anytime you hear a Civic at 3 a.m., that's the sound you hear, the eBay exhaust. Oh, that's wonderful. So do you guys just kind of daily drive this?
Yeah, it was my dad's for a while, and then he's going to be driving our Hyundai Sonata while I drive this.
Oh, yeah. This is a very fitting car for a college student.
Yes.
Oh, that's so funny. Your dad's like, all right, I'm tired of the noise. I want like a... Yeah, that's exactly what happened, the noise.
Yeah.
It's a novelty. I'm enjoying it, but if I drove this for every day for, you know, a month and a half, I'm sure I'd probably be in that position as well.
Yeah. I've had worse, so I don't really mind.
Yeah, you've driven some nuggets for sure.
Yep.
Nice Fox body.
Yeah. Black Civic Type R back there.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Yeah, so the one theme you always notice with these older Hondas is just how easy they are to drive and how responsive they are. Driver's feedback and the chassis was the name of the game. And interestingly, it actually feels pretty soft and supple when you do that. A lot of Hondas, especially the Integra that came after this, is a little sharper on that initial sort of, you know, what do I call that, bob and weave. So I almost wonder if the Acura Integra, maybe they went a little more sports car-y in the next generation. This one was a little more luxury-esque. Not a ton of body roll. It does feel a little bit plowy, but I mean, who knows how old the shock absorbers are in this thing, honestly.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, no idea. I'm sure they've been replaced at least one time in this thing's life. That may have been, that might be the extent at which they were replaced. Plenty of Hondas rolling around with 200,000 mile shocks on them. The Acura Integra is sort of like a gentleman's Honda. It keeps a lot of the character of the smaller Hondas, but it's just a little nicer. Although it's funny too, this being an early 90s car, you know, you didn't get leather like you did in the later ones. I'm sure it was an option. But, I mean, these things almost crank windows, plastic dash, cloth seats. Granted, they're nice. And this blue, oh, it's so early 90s. You'll love it. But, I mean, this was luxury still. All right, we're gonna lay out in fourth. Not a ton of torque, but that's what we love about Hondas. You get to kind of ring it out. You get to actually use the engine, use the power. That was a gnarly pop. Holy smokes.
That surprised me. Holy.
Running a little rich, baby. Oh, that's sweet. No cats, right?
No.
Okay, unless you're the EPA watching, then this adheres to every emission specification that was set out for this car in 1990.
Yeah.
That's the Honda way right there. We did all of that. We got to have all that fun, hear all that engine. We were going like highway speed, like basically highway speed. You can really ring one of these out. You can really enjoy it, but you're not going to get into too much trouble. Now, somebody might call on you for a noise complaint if you have one like this, but otherwise, Yeah, you are just vibing in this thing. Oh, what a sweet car. That's awesome. What a great noise. Woo! It smells like oil. Ah, there. That's also the Honda way. Oh, that's awesome. We have finished our test drive of the 1990 Acura Integra RS. And what a fun car it is. It's not quite as sharp as the third gen Integra, the one that came after this. It's a little more luxury car-esque, and I actually think the acoustics are better in the cabin. And 400,000 miles later, it still feels great, and it's fun to drive. All these miles later, it still feels pretty good, and for the money you paid for this, I think this was a fantastic buy. The car market is healing, everybody. We can now buy, sub $1,000 projects again, which is pretty awesome. So thank you, Logan, for having this on the channel. This is a fantastic car. And with that, let's go ahead and give the second gen Acura Integra a score. The second generation Acura Integra scores here on our list. It's a little less refined than some of the newer stuff, but that is to be expected. It does pretty well, although the performance is a bit lacking, which prevents it from scoring higher. Should you buy it? The second generation Acura Integra is a great driver. It offers a lot of what we like about 1990s Hondas, but at a reasonable price. The only drawback is sheer performance, but the chassis does not disappoint. 400,000 miles later, this one still drives pretty close to how I imagine it did over 30 years ago, which is impressive. If you want a bargain 90s Honda that will put a smile on your face and gets a few looks at car shows, the second generation Acura Integra is a great buy.